like the individual that I'm going to share with you tonight, when I started to try to describe this emerging advocate leader of the year, I said, where do I start? Dedicated, active, passionate, thought leader, and mentor do not nearly sum up this recipient. She was born and raised in Pensacola and has made a lasting impact, not only locally, but nationally. Our recipient fell into leadership at a relatively early age as an assistant dean at the University of West Florida. Following this role, she became the dean of the new College of Professional Studies. With a background in education, she has now dedicated her life to furthering the opportunity and the outcome of student success. While in her role at UWF, our recipient founded the TeacherReady program. This is an accelerated online teacher certification program targeted to serve individuals who have a strong desire to teach and are typically in a career transition point in their lives. As of 2017, this program has students enrolled in 80 countries and has over 2,330 graduates. Of these graduates, nearly 200 are active, retired, or veterans of military service. Succeeding her impact at UWF, our recipient joined Quint Studer as the founder and senior leader of the Studer Education. She helps develop leaders of educational institutions to fully assume and embrace the culture of high performance and accountability. She is dedicated to improving success as well as building stronger internal relationships, community partnerships, and educational programs. Our recipient is the phenomenal example of a servant leader. As co-chair of the Save the Ella Jordan Home campaign, her efforts have been instrumental leveraging the home to create one of few locations honoring Black women's historical contributions in our country. This recipient is highly committed to our community and values giving back in ways that support the beauty and charm of our area, as well as the economic impact to develop one of the most vibrant communities in the country. Please join me in recognizing our 2018 Advocate Leader of the Year, Ms. Janet Pilcher.
I met Janet about 20 years ago. She was Associate Dean at the University of West Florida, what was going to be or came to be the College of Professional Studies.
I met Janet, she was at University of West Florida, and then she started talking to me about TeacherReady, growing TeacherReady, how to grow TeacherReady, and we just sort of clicked.
I first met her, I believe, was as a student. I was going back and taking some graduate courses to get my certificate so I could become a school administrator.
She was very energetic, a very young leader at that time, had a lot of really different and bold ideas and was very confident.
What I know about Janet now is she was loved education and started off as a high school teacher and then quickly moved on to make a name for herself at the University of West Florida.
Well, she's passionate, number one, about education, of course. If it wasn't for Janet Pilcher, we'd have a lot less educators in our community, which means a lot less difference makers in our community.
She's passionate about the community of Pensacola and of that community being very inclusive of all of the people and the history that we have and really making it a living, breathing mosaic of what Pensacola is today.
I like Janet because she says what she feels. You know, I sort of like people that like to disrupt, and she's a disruptor. She disrupts how teachers became prepared. She disrupted how we looked at K through 12 schools, and you know, that's how she is. And I like people that are willing to challenge the status quo.
She challenged you. She made you ask hard questions of yourself and were things working.
She's very visionary in the way she approaches change, gathering data, gathering information, looking at evidence and thinking this is the way we're going to head. So what is it we can do to be better?
She's always looking at how's that next thing I can do to make that principal's life better. Next thing I can do to make that teacher's life better. Next thing I can do to make that community members better.
I think she loves watching people get better at their craft or helping them become the person she knows they're capable of being. But the bottom line, I think, is students.
To watch her have a conversation with people and really move them to a place that's much more productive for everybody is just pretty amazing.
If you know Janet, if you know her parents, she's got a great work ethic. She just looks at where she can make a difference and she's there.
She surprises you sometimes with her actions, but you never question why she does particular things. It's always driven by that passion for her work and the values that she holds very close.
I think Janet is well deserving of the education award because that has been that's her mission, that's her life, that's what she does. I mean, and she is so supportive of teachers, principals, anybody that's goal is to help kids be more successful. I can't think of anybody more deserving than Janet for this award.
Janet's not one of these, when I retire from traveling, I'm going to sit on the sidelines. She's always talking to me about what more can I do.
But I think she'll always be a leader, always be there to do the work, as well as to have the vision for how it might look in the future.
As long as Janet is a part of Pensacola, and she has been for her entire life, she will always be making a huge difference in education in Pensacola.
Thank you, Carol. Sorry, I didn't get a chance to disconnect with you up here. So thank you. Meaningful that you were the person who gave me the award, so thank you. So usually I'm a really serious person, and when I came in tonight, this is my home. Pensacola is my home. I've been one of those fortunate people that somehow I've been lucky in life to be able to find my way back home and to have a wonderful career in Pensacola, to contribute to our school system, and then to spend about 20 years at the University of West Florida, and then to join Quint to start student education. And I've just been lucky. I've just had an opportunity to continue to build relationships here with many people who are in the room. But I just want to tell you how small this town is and how wonderful it is with a little story. And just by walking in and just with the people in the room and thinking about the video and just mention of, I started my leadership journey in my early 30s. So I had the opportunity to go get my doctoral degree in my late 20s and moved to the university, entered the University of West Florida, and moved to an associate dean's position and a dean's position at a relatively young age. And I had for those of you that know a lot about universities, I had a very senior group of chairs. In other words, they had been there for quite some time. And so here's this 35-year-old dean trying to be a leader of 55 and 60-year-old chairs who knew a lot about the way it worked. And so one of them was a man by the name of Dr. Ben Williamson. And I just have to tell the story, it just resonates with me right now. And because I just hired Osti Kelly, who is the daughter of one of my high school friends, Cheryl Etheridge, who is now Cheryl Kelly. And when we were young, we had a really good time. Class of 81 at Woodham High School. And I just have, in fact, Steve Moorhead, I think we went to a dance together. So we'll just stop there. But Cheryl, we rented this beach house, and it was, I'll never forget it, we had a big sign on the house. It's on 209 Ariel, and it had 209 where the girls are fine. And it was Ben Williamson's beach house. And so here I am, sitting as the dean, and the chair is Ben Williamson, great experience, very big coach man. And he comes in and he said, "Hey, this is one of the hardest things I've ever done." He said, "You're now my boss." And I looked at him and I thought, well, I could run or I could figure this out. And so Ben and I had a wonderful conversation, and I said, Ben, you know, we've been in this community for a long time. I really admire what you do, and I really want to be in the part of the process with you, and I need you to partner with me. And Ben taught me a lot about leadership. Then I had an opportunity to transition out of the institution and work with Quint Studer, and I told somebody today, I said, my gosh, I think I sat through 30 TYYOs, and the reason I sat there is because every time I sat in the TYYO, in that presentation, I listened to Quinn and I learned a lot, and I teach a lot to the people that I work with every day because of what he taught me. And that's what our community is all about. It teaches, we have people who are teaching us each and every day about the value of life and the value of experience and the value of what it means to be a member of this unbelievably great community. I love, love, love Pensacola. There's nothing more beautiful than the place that we live in. And so then I have a Studer education table, and I said, who do I invite, you know? And so I invited, obviously, Osti Kelly, because she's a young person who just graduated from NC State that I just love the energy. And I invited individuals who have been part of my journey with me from that very young age. And I'm so, so appreciative of them accepting that invitation and being with me. And then with Robin, who has just been a partner in life with me through so many journeys, I'm just so appreciative of you, and thank you for the words that you said. And Denny Wilson, I don't know if he's here, but my gosh, Denny and I have had many, many great opportunities to have connections together. But I want to end tonight with just thanking two people. This is a serious, very serious side. Two people who have been such a wonderful part of my life. There are very few people who get an opportunity to come into this world and have parents like Frank and Peggy Pilcher. And my dad has been a barber in this community for a very long time. And my mom was a business partnership and volunteer coordinator in the school district. And I just am so blessed to still have them with me. And I'm so blessed to have them as my parents and people who have loved me and challenged me and disciplined me and helped me every step of the way. I am blessed, as many of you are, to be a member of my family and a member of the Pensacola family. Thank you very much. This is a wonderful award, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Thank you.